Before we dive into the emotional carnage, cosmic chills, and small-town rot of It, welcome to Derry, Episode 6. Let me just say this. I was not prepared. I thought I knew what this show was capable of. I've witnessed limbs shredded, psyches broken, and friendships tested by supernatural horrors, but nothing could have prepared me for the moment my brain said, yes, let's vibe to a middle schooler slamming a drum kit like he's summoning an ancient deity. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master, and today we're ripping open episode 6, scene by scene, secret by secret, implication by implication, before launching straight into the episode 7 theories that are already keeping me awake at night. Episode 6 didn't just move the story forward, it detonated it. It proved that in Derry, the most dangerous monsters aren't always the ones with teeth. Sometimes they wear uniforms. Sometimes they wear grief. Sometimes they wear the face of your long-lost father. And sometimes they march in mobs. So grab your media shard, your pirate eye patch, and let's get into the madness.
Got friends and they need me, and I'm gonna be there for them just like you would.
Will is now the heart of the Hanland family. No matter how supernatural this series gets, the most terrifying monster is still Leroy Hanland. It almost feels like the show wants you to ask yourself a disturbing question. Would Pennywise even need to exist if humans didn't already know how to destroy each other? Leroy blaming Will for Paulie's death, his own action, felt like the final nail in the coffin of whatever respectability he had left. Leroy has always tried to control Charlotte's empathy, first by undermining her activism and motherhood, and now by literally striking their son. Blaming Pennywise is convenient, sure, but Leroy has been inching toward this darkness long before a clown whisper ever echoed down a sewer tunnel. Will knows this instinctively. That's why he looks towards Charlotte, not Leroy, to understand what courage is. Charlotte hides Hank Grogan not because she's reckless, but because she can't stand by while innocent people are sacrificed for the illusion of patriotism. And Will is Charlotte's mirror. He helps his friends, follows his instincts, and refuses to abandon anyone. Even his decision to join the mission to face Pennywise isn't heroism. It's pain sharpening into purpose. If Leroy and Shaw are chasing Pennywise because their bruised egos crave glory, Will goes because he cannot live in a world where his friends are bait and adults are cowards. Shaw and Leroy aren't men. They're symbols. They represent the old delusional breed of heroism. The belief that if you throw enough bodies at a monster, the universe will reward you with the shiny metal. Leroy thinks patriotism is a uniform, a rank, and a clenched jaw. Charlotte knows patriotism is protecting the vulnerable, even if it means breaking a few rules. Only one of them is right. Only one of them deserves Will's loyalty. And it sure as hell isn't the guy who treated a telescope like a personality trait.
In my mind, and I shove that goddamn lid on tight.
Hallorann is a psychic powder keg waiting to detonate. Let's talk about Dick Hallorann. Every time he's on screen, it feels like reality is fraying a little more. He's walking around with a head full of raging ghosts, all eager to scream their trauma into his skull. The show finally spells out what we suspected from day one. Hallorann's gift is a curse with no off switch. The dead don't whisper, they nag. They demand attention. They haunt him not like spirits, but like memories with teeth. And what does Leroy do when Hallorann tries to open up? Does he comfort him? Offer sympathy? No. He pulls rank. He weaponizes Hallorann's trauma as if being psychic automatically makes you deployable. That's not leadership. That's exploitation wrapped in patriotism-flavored duct tape. Hallorann is breaking, and episode 6 confirms it. He's one scream away from shattering something important. Maybe his sanity, maybe the pillars that keep Pennywise contained, maybe both. Is Mrs. Kersh really Pennywise's daughter? If episode 6 had a jaw-dropping moment you could cut with a meteor shard, it was Lily's attic discovery. Pictures revealing that Ingrid Kersh's father was Bob Gray, the carnival clown whose identity Pennywise has been using like a vintage suit. When Ingrid tells Lily the truth, it's the kind of revelation that smashes the fandom's lore wide open. This twist doesn't imply Pennywise is biologically human. It implies something far more unsettling. Pennywise didn't create the form of Bob Gray. Pennywise stole it. Imagine an eldritch being drifting between realities, hungry for a shape that children would instinctively trust. Then he sees Bob Gray, a smiling, beloved carnival clown, adored by kids. Pennywise tries the persona, likes the aesthetic, eats the man, and voila, Bob Gray becomes Pennywise the dancing clown forever. The tragedy is Ingrid never understood this. She never realized that the thing wearing her father's face isn't a man resurrected. It's a cosmic parasite wearing grief like a costume. Her obsession isn't loyalty. It's indoctrination disguised as nostalgia. And now she wants Lily to join her. Not out of empathy, out of hunger. Ingrid doesn't want Pennywise stopped. She wants him fixed. She wants her father back. And if she has to sacrifice a few kids to make it happen, why not start with Lily's friends?
Let me show you.
Lily is dangerous, and not in the way you think. The dagger Lily carries isn't just a relic. It's a tether to something ancient. Heroes in mythology don't ever get blessed weapons for free. Those weapons are burdens, and Lily is starting to crack under its psychological weight. Her obsession, her aggression, her willingness to return to the sewers, it's escalating. The fight between Ronnie and Lily wasn't just hormones and trauma. It was destiny rubbing its hands together. Ronnie is terrified of losing her father. Lily is terrified of waiting for death. Ronnie sees the sewer as a tomb. Lily sees it as a battleground she can win. The dagger wants blood. The sewer wants children. Pennywise wants fear. Lily is the perfect delivery mechanism. The Black Spot Party was a powder keg waiting for a spark. Just when the kids get a moment of joy, a place where they can dance without racism, duty, or parental disappointment, the universe laughs. Rich's drumming turns a safe haven into a symphony of rebellion. For a brief moment, the Black Spot feels alive again, like it could rewrite the future that history already locked in. Marge choosing Rich over the patty cakes? That was character development with brass knuckles. Not because she picked the weird boy, but because she picked authenticity. Rich sees her scarred eye not as a flaw, but as a badge. He doesn't glamorize her wounds, he normalizes them. That moment is why episode 6 hurts so much, because the main legion of white decency, the ugliest, most cowardly brand of racism wrapped in community pride, descends like vultures. Led by the now unemployed Clint Bowers, they bring guns, masks, fire, and hatred to the Black Spot. History is repeating itself, and Pennywise doesn't have to lift a finger. Humans are doing the feeding for him.
Just open the door.
Ingrid thinks Pennywise is her father, and that makes her the most dangerous person in Derry. Ingrid isn't evil. She's broken. She's proof that Derry doesn't just kill people, it steals their ability to distinguish love from annihilation. Every time Pennywise takes Bob Gray's form, Ingrid's delusion thickens. She believes she isn't aiding a monster, she's rescuing a parent. She isn't luring children to death, she's freeing her family. The horrifying part? She's consistent. This isn't madness born overnight. It's decades of grief, isolation, racism, and abuse fermenting into worship. Her future appearance in It Chapter 2 tells us her fate. She survives long enough to become a ghost of herself before Pennywise finally consumes her story. Whether that consumption is literal or psychological, still unclear.
Cleaning up my desk because the deputy mayor just relieved.
Clint's mob is Derry's real monster. Hank's escape wasn't just a plot pivot, it was a morality test. Clint could have course-corrected. He could have admitted Hank wasn't guilty. He could have redirected the town's rage toward the real threat. Instead, he chose legacy over truth. He chose violence over accountability. He chose to be Derry's judge, jury, and executioner. By leading a lynch mob to the Black Spot, Clint reenacts a historical wound, turning trauma into tradition. His justification? Justice. His real motive? Ego. The irony is brutal. Pennywise does not need to attack the town when the town is willing to kill itself. Fear fattens him. Rage feeds him. Hate seasons the meal. And episode 6 sets the table perfectly. Episode 7 Theories. What happens next? Let's break down the biggest possibilities. Ingrid is not done. She's going into the sewers dressed as Periwinkle. She will not die yet. Pennywise needs her devotion more than her body, for now. Hank is marked. That emotional speech about Ronnie's future, that's death sentence dialogue. The show is telegraphing it. Hank will die, and his death will ignite something catastrophic. The mob won't stop. Whether they burn the black spot or spill blood, Pennywise gets exactly what he wants. A feeding event powered by hatred, grief, and generational trauma. The kids will fracture. Lily's weapon obsession, Ronnie's grief, Rich and Marge's fragile hope, these are dominoes lined up. Pennywise doesn't have to push, he just has to watch. Pennywise is almost full. He needs one big harvest before hibernation. This mob, this chaos, this racial violence, it's the appetizer. The kids are the main course. Our nerdy thoughts. Episode 6 is the show's most brutal reminder that monsters don't emerge from sewers. They're handcrafted by systems, parents, and history. Pennywise doesn't corrupt Derry. Derry invites him. Episode 7 is shaping up to be the tipping point, the moment when fear stops simmering and starts spilling. Whether Ingrid leads Pennywise back into power, Hank becomes a martyr, or the kids lose their innocence one scream at a time, one thing is certain. Pennywise doesn't hunt children. He hunts belief. And right now, Derry believes exactly what he needs it to. If you want a breakdown of episode 7 after it airs, just say the word. I'll bring the shovel. We're digging deeper.
No, what the heck? I'll laugh anyway.